Hey, good day everyone, it's Mike from Finding Fish. Welcome to Cuba, welcome to Santa Maria, and welcome to Perla Blanca Beach. It's a windy day today, so I'm gonna be staying in one of these huts to make the video. That's better. That's my view. Today's a beautiful day. It's just really windy down here, and it's been windy the entire time I've been here. Anyway, today in this video, we're gonna be discussing why reading travel reviews can be toxic. Today, I've made videos like this before in the past. What I've noticed lately on the feeds, and you know which ones I'm talking about, the resort feeds, the negativity along with the positive are just a constant. It feels like it's a constant battle between one person's opinion versus another. Sometimes there's fact, and sometimes there isn't. For me, I don't read the reviews anymore. I've stayed away from them. I've been to enough resorts in my lifetime to know what I'm pretty much getting into. I don't really care about the star ratings. Yeah, I take a little look at it. Oh, okay, is it a 4-star, a 5-star, or 3.5? What is it called on the feed? And I go from that. It's like, okay, if it's a 4.5-star, I know it's less than that when I get here. But then I know the country that I'm coming to, and I know what I'm getting involved when I get on that plane. Now, the reason I don't read the reviews anymore is don't think it really paints a great picture of what you might be getting into. Cuba goes through ebbs and flows constantly, week to week, month to month, season to season. And I was down here last September, October, November, and I thought I saw the darkest times of Cuba, and I think I did. I actually made a video about it when I was at Trip on a beach walk there. I thought that maybe the bad times were behind us right now because of the season that we were coming out of, and going into the Christmas season and March break, the budgets at these resorts would go up and things might change. Now, I'm talking about the consistency of food products and what the offering was and the quality of the food at the resorts. Door handles are gonna break, locks on your doors are gonna break, your safe is not gonna work. That's just gonna be a constant. That's gonna be a daily constant. When you have 1,000 tourists going through a resort daily basis, people are hard on resorts. There's a bathroom stall here. When I got here, there wasn't a hole in the wall, and now the hole's been getting progressively bigger. That's not the Cuban people, that's Canadian tourists that do that. And I guarantee you, there'll be a review about that on how they don't maintain Cuba. You know, tourists have to take some responsibilities for their actions when they come here. People drink too much sometimes and get a little forceful, and then things like that happen. And that paints a bad picture on a resort like this. And Cuba, when they're struggling just to survive and just to move forward on a day-to-day progress. And then you have nitwits coming in, drinking too much and putting a hole in the wall in a bathroom. It makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, there's an example of a review that might get written. It might be taken positively, it might be taken negatively. I put a positive spin on it by saying, you know what? That's not a Cuba problem. It is now, actually, because a Canadian tourist, and I'm thinking it's a Canadian tourist because I'm down here right now and there's all kinds of Canadians, so I'm generalizing. So I'm putting a spin on it to say, like, if you do damage like that at a resort, like, someone's got to come in and try to fix that in a bathroom that has a 24-hour bar attached to it, and people are constantly in and out of that, and the hole's getting bigger every single day that I see it. There's just one example of why a review might get written. So I was talking with a couple, and people see me working on stuff and they want to have a chit chat. I said, how you liking the resort? They said they were happy with it. I said, that's great. But they said they almost backed out of it. They were reading all the reviews and they were actually thinking maybe they were getting in too deep. They went and contacted their travel agent to say maybe can they get the refund or can they get their money back because they've been reading all the reviews and they're all coming back negative. And the travel agent said, listen, you're gonna lose money if you do that. You know, it's Cuba, there's ebbs and flows. Like, that's a perfect example right there. The people almost didn't come. They almost got sucked out of their trip from reading someone else's review. And then they come and say they're actually pleasantly surprised. It's nothing like what they actually had read. And there you go. That is just a perfect example of why reading reviews spoils could actually spoil your time leading up to when you have to depart to come on a trip. And being worried and scared that it's not going to meet your expectation once you get here. And why did you waste all your hard-earned money on something like that? You know, our minds spin out of control and play with us as a constant. You know, just from our daily lives, working and living in North America, you know, we're grinding hard just to have a great life. And then you book this trip and then you get scared because you're thinking, oh, I made the wrong decision. Why did I come here? I should have went to Dominican or Mexico. So that is why I now don't read them at all. It's just, it does nothing for me. It does nothing for my soul. It's not going to change the reason that I booked the trip in the first place, and that was to come down here and have a good time and meet like-minded people, to check out a beach, to watch a good sunrise or a sunset and have some cervezas or a good coffee. Everything else after that's a variable. I get it. You know, I've had plenty of hot water while I've been here. The toilet paper, it's an issue down here, but we know that. If you don't know that by now, but watch my videos because I try to explain that to people. But I never try to tell you to come to Cuba or stay home. I'm not recommending anything ever when I come down here. I'm just showing you what I got. I'm not a travel agent. I don't pretend to be. I'm not telling you to do something. I'm just showing you what I got when I came for the price I paid. That's all I try to do on my channel. So when you can go to these pages and these sites that tell you how it is, you might come across amazing reviews. And then you might come across negative reviews. So you have all these cross currents and then you don't know what to expect and you don't know who to believe. It can be confusing. Personally, for me, that's why I don't read them anymore. And I'm not telling you not to read them. I just telling you why I don't read them, because I don't want to be confused when I've already decided to book a trip and pay for it for the reasons that I always talk about. Sun, fun, beach, and adventure. Everything else after that is a variable. Do I like hot water if I come to a resort? Absolutely. Do I want good clean sheets and a comfy bed? Absolutely. Do I care about a mini fridge? Absolutely not. Do I want a working safe and a door that locks and my patio door that locks? Absolutely. Those are things that I do expect when I come down here. But if they don't work, I just kindly go up to management and talk to them. And yeah, it might take a couple of hours, but they do get fixed. I've never stayed at a resort that didn't have a locking door, and I didn't have a locking patio door, and I didn't have a safe that worked. Those are just items that need to happen, and for the most part, they do. Now, everything else after that, I believe, is a variable. If you're gonna have eggs, is there gonna be pork, chicken, fish, pasta? That's all goes up and down with the ebbs and flows of Cuba, and I don't really put anything into that anymore as a mindset. I'm good to go with the flow because I'm down here so often and I travel so much. I really don't care. Like, I haven't seen white wine, nor have I seen red wine, but guess what? I traveled down here and the person beside me on the plane had Terra packs of wine they bought at the duty-free store for, I think it was about $11 or $12 per liter. So if you really need a certain item, like I always say, bring them. Throw ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard in your backpack. But right now, I'm down here and they have all those condiments. They actually have quite a bit of things down here. So like I said, the ebbs and flow of Cuba, just because they have it today or this week, doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna have it next week. Now, a couple of years ago, I made it a habit that I don't watch the news and I don't listen to the news. And now my new one is I don't read reviews ever. Before I even come here, I didn't look at one review on this resort at all, because it wasn't going to change my reason. I was flying down here anyway. I'm not turning around ever in my life anymore. I'm going in a straight line, and that's forward every single day. I'm not going backwards anymore, folks. I'm over 50. I need to keep going straight in that straight line, and I'm not going to let anything phase my mindset when I travel. Not one person's going to phase my mindset, not an item when I get to a resort, not a pillow, not a bed, not a broken safe, not a disgruntled employee. They're not going to shake it. They're not going to shake me, because I'm steadfast in what I believe in, and I'm happy traveling. And I'm traveling because I want to, and I'm happy because it's a choice. It's not an entitlement. I get that. I can have fun in any country, in any scenario, because that's the way I am now. And I don't read the reviews because I don't need to fog up my mind with negativity I don't need that in my life. I'm getting past that stage in my life where I just want to see golden years. I just want to see the best. And when I'm talking the best, I'm staying at resorts. Is there broken items, broken plates, chipped things? Yeah, but that doesn't bother me because I allow it not to. I'm not focusing on the negative at a resort. I'm focusing on the positive. The beach, the sun, the fun, the sand. A good cerveza, a great cappuccino, everything else after that, okay. I'll go with the flow. Anyway, if you're coming to Cuba, if you're going anywhere in the world, change your mindset. Become that positive person in your mind that you are focused on just having a great time with who you were with and why you came in the first place. That's all that matters in life. Everything else after that is gravy. Absolute gravy. That's it. That's all I have to say. My positive couple of minutes in Cuba about reviews that just you shouldn't matter to you in the first place. I'm gonna go and enjoy the beach. The tide's just going out and I'm gonna go grab a cerveza. Like and subscribe, and guess what? I'll see you in the next video.